All right, so here we go. We are 3 days in, hardcore. We did 2 yards, me, my neighbor, and his wife. Both of us are about 8,000 square feet. Monday was all leveling. I think we brought in 7 probably cubic yards of topsoil that we leveled a bunch of areas in his yard, my yard with. We threw it down out of the trucks and we spread it around with his riding lawnmower that had kind of a chain attachment that just sort of helped level those areas. So Monday was all leveling. Then Tuesday we aerated. So again, he had a pull behind unit that he hooked to his lawnmower that did the aeration. Had some cinder blocks. Kind of it's a 2-man job when you're doing like front yards and you have to stop and raise those. You have to raise the unit up onto its wheels when you're not aerating. Otherwise, you're pulling it over the like concrete. So you have to hop off the tractor to do that, or a 2-man gig. So he would drive around. We'd hit the concrete. I'd lift it up. He'd drive over. I'd drop it back down. It went pretty good cadence. But we did both of our yards pretty heavily. Then we did 2 other neighbor yards. So we had a lot of aerating we were doing for the community on Tuesday. So then today, or actually on Tuesday after we aerated, we threw down seed as well. So we got all of our seed down yesterday on Tuesday, and that ended the day. But these are pretty long days. We're starting when the dew. Both of us are on. We got vacation this week, so we're dedicating time to it. But we took PTO this week, so we knew it was going to be a big time investment. We're getting it started, boys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is. Sprinklers are firing. So yeah, we ended the day yesterday with all of our seed down. He put down he had some Scott's product that was some seed. I don't remember what it was. It was something for thickening up the lawn, but it had some seed in it, some fescues and stuff, as well as some soil amendments and all sorts of shit. So he put all that down, and then a whole bag, a 50-pound bag of Baron Brug's Turf Saver RTF. So their fescue, their rhizomatous fescue blend. So he put a whole bag of that down. I also put a whole bag of that down, whole yard. So my front yard, well, both of my yards were sort of sodded bluegrass many years ago. I don't really give a shit if it's bluegrass, perennial ryegrass, or fescue. As long as it ain't a weed, it can grow. It can have a happy time in my yard. So it's a mixture of all those 3 now. We got bluegrass. I put down 50 pounds of the Turf Saver RTF, and I had 25 pounds left over of the yellow jacket coated perennial rye, the Baron Brug Turf Star RPR, the spreading perennial rye. So, but, coated, I was like, 15 pounds, maybe. I had, a whole 5-gallon tub left over of it. So we got all that down. Then all today was a beast, man. We did the compost top dressing. So we went to Missouri Organics. We got the compost by the truckload. We ended up needing 3 yards for each of our properties. So about 3 yards of the topsoil or the compost to top dress 8,000 square feet. And that's using, where you can't see them. Where are they back there? I don't feel like getting up. Back in the corner, those are the peat moss rollers. I actually have 2 of them, which is a strange story, but they're expensive and they're hokey. The thing that closes doesn't even stay latched. It's a shitty design. So we ended up having to rig it, we just carried around zip ties and clips. And every time we loaded that thing and ran it on the yard, we had to empty the big shit out of it. We would just cut the zip tie, fill it up, put a new one. We were using Velcro, and the latches just flat out don't work. That's why I have 2 units. The first one came in all beat up, and they sent me a second one. The door wouldn't close. The second one is like the same way. So it's just a crappy design. So I would not recommend those. Figure out something else unless you want to be zip tying it. I mean, it works. Now, it's a lot of labor. So, we're just drained because loading that thing time after time, emptying it, then walking it and up some hills to get a decent coating. It's just a lot of work. But we got it done. So 3 days, 2 properties, 3 people, working pretty good hours, just, hard labor the whole time. But we're done. So now I put the Anderson's starter fert with mesotrione down. That hit the whole yard, and now we're on the watering and letting it sit. Gonna let it sit for 2 weeks. Just water it and try to stay off of it and just let the jungle go, baby. What is it? Some Guns N' Roses? Welcome to the jungle. We're gonna let it grow high. Maybe 6 inches. Maybe 6 inches in the first mow. And then we'll determine if we're gonna, I don't know. We'll see. My neighbor has the over-under on me not lasting. It's 15 days. He's taking the under. So we'll see if we can ruin his odds. So that's it, gang. 6 minutes in, 7 minutes almost. Hell of a project, but I definitely will share some pictures. There's no way, this type of effort would be super expensive if you're paying someone to do it. So unless you're a hobbyist and you really enjoy this shit, the results should be pretty phenomenal once we're done with it, because we put a lot of tender love and care into it. And I think that's what it takes. If you want to have a kick-ass lawn, tender love and care, man. You got to put a little bit of that into it. Not this crazy freaking beard and dirt all over me. All right, I'm going to shower. Pizza's on the way. Peace out.